Good day, sir.
Kevin, can you assess where the Fords are at this point? We haven't had that many mile and a halves, traditional mile and a halves.
Yeah, I think for us, our car's been pretty good, but obviously we're at a huge deficit. So, the aerodynamics of the car are just way off compared to the other two manufacturers. So, kind of like going to a knife fight with no knife. So, the bigger the racetrack, the harder it is. The smaller spoiler does a little bit better for us, and our team the Ford team in specific, has done a good job in preparing cars. But you got to be more on than you want to be, because it's just such a fine line of being really good or not so good.
Do you guys feel like you've, I don't say overachieved, but like you punched above your weight class almost because of the limitations or what you guys are, the disadvantages you guys are maybe facing right now compared to some of the other OEMs?
What's new about that?
That seems to be the mark for you guys the last few years. So.
Yeah.
The Cars Tour at North Wilkesboro, pretty exciting. Well, Clint Boyer told me, he said, it's not true that these drivers are going to learn from that something that they can use for the race. But drivers, some of them are saying that they are going to learn from it. What about the Cars Tour? What do you think that drivers can pick up from the Cars race at North Wilkesboro? And do you believe that it will help?
I don't know how you can't learn something from it. Not have been on a racetrack before, just having those visuals and knowing where all the patches are and what apron you can use, can't use, going up and down pit lane, knowing where the bathroom is, little simple things like that, right? So I know there's a lot of guys that are entered in not only the Cars Tour races, but the super late model race, the ASA race on Tuesday night. So it's going to be a great week of racing. I'm looking forward to running my first late model stock race in the Cars Tour, and it should be fun.
You going to wing it? You're just going to wing it, or are you working on it?
We've been working on it for about a year and a half, so we're just out of days, so Rodney can't work on it anymore.
Rodney's into it now.
Well, he grew up racing late model stocks, and being able to go back and do what you did in your younger days is always something that is fun. So, I think going back and just going to North Wilkesboro in general, I think for all of us is going to be fun, just because of the fact that I've never raced there. The last time I was there was 2010, and all they did was get the weeds out of the racetrack. So, it's going to be a fun week.
And one other quick thing on that. When drivers that are Cup drivers compete in that, I mean, with no points and just, I don't want to say for fun because there's a lot of pride on the line, but how crazy might that be? There's a lot of Cup drivers competing, and they're damn good.
Well, I think that Dale and I have talked about this a little bit, and I was a little bit nervous. I wasn't going to race at all. And Dale's like, no, you can't do that. And you have to go out there, and these guys like racing against the Cup guys and having the Cup guys, around their cars and in their cars and bringing exposure to the series. And for the most part, I would say that, the Cup guys are going to be pretty respectful of those cars, because we've all kind of been there and had to pay for our own cars and not going to intentionally tear stuff up, you would hope. So
how much are you looking forward to the All-Star race in itself? The format, it's not as gimmicky as it's been in the past. Kind of old school track, old school format. What do you think of the format?
Haven't looked. What is it?
You're running 200 laps, split in 100.
Winging it.
You only get one set of tires in the last 100 laps.
I'll just do whatever they tell me to do. So I think less gimmicks is always better, and I think short tracks are just going to lend itself to being able to do stuff like that and just have a more straight up race. So I think it's definitely a part of it is just where we're racing and with the surface and everything that's happening. It's just going to be, you don't need to make a bunch of stuff up to try to make a show out of it.
So you like an all-star race where it's a straight up race?
Yeah. Anything that you don't have to explain the rules to me and explain all the garbage that we've tried in the past. If we're having to make a bunch of stuff up, we're at the wrong track.
Is Rodney going to be involved on Wednesday? Is he going to be there calling? Is he be crew chiefing? He's going to be hands-on?
I don't know what he's going to do yet.
Seriously?
I don't know. He's definitely going to be around. So it's I think it's kind of been his project. So the work on it is definitely all his. For the most part as far as direction. But yeah, he'll definitely be there.
I wanted to circle back to what you said, that the Cup drivers are going to lay off because they know how hard it is to buy your own car or to keep it up.
I don't think they're going to lay off.
No, but I'm saying you said they're going to be respectful. I mean,
You would hope. I didn't say they were.
Okay,
I
'cause
just
I'm
meant
cir-
that they hoped. I hope they were.
I'm circling back to say I don't see that happening once they get started. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. I don't know how many Cars Tour races you've watched, but they're pretty respectful races, and I think that's why a lot of people like racing the late model stock races, is because of the fact of the way that they race. We have a lot of veterans and people that have raced there for a long time, and from a short track or a short track series, that's really what I love about the series is you have some guys that are there year after year, so they have their own fan base, and they have a respect of how they race and what they expect, and it doesn't take long to straighten somebody out that's not in line.
That's a good point. Yeah, you're right.
Kevin, how's it feel? With Cale Yarborough through the years, what's been your favorite ones?
Not a lot. I haven't had a lot of interaction with Cale other than the throwback that we did for Cale here several years ago when he came out and hung out with us for the afternoon, and so that was really the only interaction that I've had with him. Great, he was great that day, and it was an honor to drive that particular car and run it in the race. So it's great to have any of those guys come out and be around, and you never know when their health is going to go the wrong way. So being able to have some sort of interaction is always fun and entertaining.
Kevin, you've had your share of success here at Darlington. How does it feel to be honored among the 75 greatest drivers here at this throwback weekend?
Yeah, well, it's quite a list to be on, and it's been a long body of work, and came in a unique year for me with retiring and everything that's happening this year, and adding that on to the last year is something that makes it pretty special, because you can talk about it and tell everybody you enjoy it, and I think that's that makes it pretty neat. So we'll enjoy it and just honored to be on the list.
Kevin, we're asking guys about Brutus Smith.
This is Harrison Burton, driver the number 21. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, check out one of these two videos beside me. Visit frontstretch.com for more racing content.